Okay, students, so I'm going to show you a little bit about how to create different values with your pencil. So you'll see here that I have an outline of the drawing that we were looking at yesterday. And what I'm going to do is show you with pencil pressure how to create these different values. Now, for instance, right here on this side, if you look at the reference picture, you will see that there are lighter and darker values within this area. So right here is where the light source is. I'm going to write it a little bit darker. This is where the light source is coming from. So this is where it will be lighter. This is the lit area on this side. This is your shaded area. Okay. So first we have the shadow right here. So the shadow is part of where the forehead, for instance, has a indentation where the skull is on this area. So it will be a little bit darker than the rest of the shaded area. So let's go ahead, and how you get the pencil pressure is the lighter that you press down with your pencil, the lighter your values will be. And then as you press down harder, the darker your value will be. So keep that in mind. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go right here. Let's put the lighter values first. So right here, and if you put your pencil just in one area, with your pencil going in one direction, let's just push down very lightly, and then we'll go down to about right here. And all this area right here has shadows. So we'll just very lightly do the shadow, okay? Make it a little bit darker so you can see what I'm doing here. So we will very lightly do the shadow all the way down because the whole side of the face has shadow on it. Now, right here it stops and you have your highlight that is right here in this area. So you want to keep this white. You don't want to put shadow on that. So let's go ahead and put the rest of the shadow down. Okay. And then we'll come over here. Everything is shadowed over here. All the way down. We do have a little bit of highlight right here. Put a little bit of shadow in there. We have a little bit of highlight right here. So you want to keep some of that lighter. And don't forget about that little bit of highlight there. And we have some shadow here. And then when it comes down here, it comes around, which is sort of where the chin is right here. So you want to kind of keep that a little bit dark, highlight right there. And then we've got the neck right here. So remember, he's got the Adam's apple. So you want to kind of make it around. Go down a little bit. And then this has all got shadow here. Bring this up a little bit. So I'm using the lightest pencil pressure to get these lighter values. And then you'll notice that over here, there's some other values over here. So I'm going to go ahead and put those in. And then we've got some values here. So we'll go ahead and put some of those. And then the nose, there is some values coming down here. Okay, and then we have some values over here. And I'm doing it darker so that you could see, but you really want to keep your values kind of light. Put a little bit of value there. Okay. Now then I'll come over here and I will put a darker value here because this is kind of where his eye, if you feel your eye socket on your head, you can see that that's where a little bit of the darker value is. So we're going to put some darker value there. You can also use your finger to kind of smear it, kind of blend it together. Okay. And now there are darker values here, you'll notice. So I'm going to put some darker values here. Some darker values up here. And right around the eye to help create that bottom eyelid, we'll put a little bit darker value there. And then a little bit more darker right around the nose area. And around this area as it comes down. And then right here around the chin, around the cheek area, you'll see that there are also darker values. So you want to make those darker too as you come down. Okay. And let's see, did I forget anything? I think I pretty much got that. Okay. Now for the hair, or well, let's still focus on the eyes. You'll notice here on the eyes, here's a little bit darker area here. And there is some darker area here. So you want to look at all the darker areas, and you want to put darker values on there. Remember, the pencil pressure determines the values. So I notice right here on his ear, there's a little bit darker value here, and I need to put some shading in here too. But then right here, there's a little bit darker value. And over here, we have a little bit darker value. And let me put a little bit more in there just to show that. Okay. And let's see, then we have this right here. Okay, that looks good. Now for the eyes, you want to remember that there is a highlight. So you want to keep the highlight in there. But then you want to put your lines. And you notice that he's got light lines as well. So some are darker and some are lighter. And then darken up the pupil. Okay. And let's put this a little bit darker around here. Okay. And this had a darker value there. Okay. I make this just a little bit darker. Okay. I'm going to put this just a little bit darker too. Okay, and this kind of makes it pop out more so that you see the different values. So you can see the values. There you go. Okay, now we're going to focus on the hair. Now with the hair, this is the light source, so you want to leave some light area over here, but you don't want to create every strand of hair that goes through. So for instance, I will start here with wisps of hair, and the wisps of hair will be a little bit darker in this one area here. You want to focus on where that line is. This is where the wisps of hair will come from. Then you just follow the line. See how this line goes up, goes like this. You want to follow the line and just put some additional strands of hair, longer strands, but not a whole lot. You just want to put a few. Okay, and then from here you want to come down. And then over here, maybe a little bit more. Let's make this just a little bit darker. And then we'll do the same thing over here. Now see how he has some hairs that are kind of loose here? I'm going to put a few of those in there. And then it'll come like this. And this side of his hair is a lot darker than this side because this is where the light source is coming from. So you'll want to make these darker. And put some wisps of hair out. And over here, he has some wisps of hair that are coming out. Okay. Okay, that looks pretty good. So this is just to show you a little bit of the values. Now you'll notice that over here too, there are that the shadow on the shirt has some values, darker values there too. And then right here it has a few darker values. Okay. And let's see, can we darken some more values and see? It looks pretty good. You just want to mess around, play around with it till you get all the range of values that you want. Okay, now for the lips, come down and do the lips. Remember, there's a little highlight right here on the lips as well. So let's put this, and it gets darker as it goes to the right. So remember that too. You want to kind of put your lines in the direction that the lips are at. So let's put a little bit darker right here. And then it gets really dark right here. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to put some more orange in here. Okay, so that's just to give you kind of an idea on how to use pencil pressure and create different values in your artwork. Okay?